We had Slash, Dennis Miller, Tanahashi, Ted Irvine, and Bully Ray, all wishing Jericho a happy 30th anniversary.
Goddamn. Dennis Miller. The last time I saw him was a long time ago. So
actually, the last time you saw him, Dave,
yes,
was yesterday.
I have not seen him in person.
Well, not in person, but...
I meant in person. I don't mean on TV. I've seen him on TV many, many times. But the last time I saw him in person was a long time ago. That was a bad memory because he got mad at me.
Can't imagine.
You know the story, don't you?
No, what did you do?
You don't know the story about me and Dennis Miller?
I mean, maybe you've told me before, but I've forgotten.
Okay. So, it's in front of the Grauman's Chinese Theater in Los Angeles, and it was the premiere of one of Dwayne Johnson's movies. It may have been Game Plan, so that could give you the year. There's a good chance that was the one. I mean, I went to premieres of actually all of his movies until this one. This is the last one, and this may have been the reason. But so we're playing. We're going to a movie premiere, and these kids are playing football. And so, for whatever reason, I was playing football with these kids. So they threw this pass, and I'm running for the pass. And I'm just trying to catch the football, and I'm not looking where I'm going. And Dennis Miller was in the path of the football. And so I ran him over, and he was very
So you're trying to tell me this was Dennis Miller's fault, that you weren't looking and you ran into the guy?
Well, if he was looking at the football, I was just looking for the football, and there was it was this road that people weren't in, but he was there. It was nobody's fault. It wasn't my fault. I'm playing football. You know what I mean? You would
you gotta just stay out of your way.
Well, he wasn't looking. He wasn't looking. I was running.
But you weren't looking either.
I was looking for the football.
Well, you were looking for Dennis Miller. No wonder he was mad. Yeah.
So I apologized, but he was like kind of a prick about it, honestly, because he was like playing like big star, like I was sincerely apologetic, and he was like not going for it. And it's like, we were all playing football. Everyone could see us playing football. So anyway, that's my Dennis Miller story. The last time I saw him, jacking off stuff and pot stuff.
Oh my butt. My hole.
No, those were my bananas.
So I'm walking out my door, and there's a guy with a Peter Avalon t-shirt on. I have never seen a Peter Avalon t-shirt before. Now Peter Avalon will probably get mad at me, but I have never seen anyone wear, I haven't been to an AEW live show in a long time, but I've never seen anyone. I didn't know I guess I'm not surprised they exist because everyone's got t-shirts. But like people go like, oh, you never see wrestling shirts in public, and I actually do all the time. But not Peter Avalon shirts in public all the time.
Wow.
I've never seen one in my life. So that was different.
Well, did you say hi to the guy?
Oh, he knew who I was.
Oh.
He wasn't stalking me, though.
Are you sure about that?
That he wasn't stalking me? No, because there's no way. There's no way. No. Just happened to be walking, and he says, oh, my God, you're Dave Meltzer. And it's like, yeah. So and then he didn't care. It wasn't like any big deal. There was a time in Costco. This was a week ago when I was at Costco. And it was not Costco even anywhere near where I live. It was like about 80 miles away. But somebody, one of the people who was working there, and I had a mask on, okay, and I didn't have a pro wrestling T-shirt or anything. I had a mask on, and one of the workers there just comes up to me and was just like, oh my God, are you Dave? And I didn't say anything. It's not like sometimes I'll go places and people will know my voice from the show, but I didn't say anything. I wasn't even talking. He said, oh my God, are you Dave Meltzer? Are you Dave Meltzer? And I go, yeah. So he's all excited, and he's telling all these employees at Costco, you won't believe who's here, you won't believe who's here. And of course, none of them have any clue, who I am. And he's thinking oh, it's Dave Meltzer, he's here and he's our store. And it's like, these people, who the fuck is that? So it was So I had some people with me, and they were just absolutely cracking up at that one.
That guy's listening right now, and he's just so sad, Dave.
He might be, huh?
This person here says, why did Pillman disappear after the breakup with Austin? I remember him in a six-man tag match in the semi-main event of the following Super Brawl, and it seemed like he was gone for a year after that.
They just didn't use him. He did hurt his back. He did have a bad back that kept him out of action, but most of it was just that he was around and he was wrestling, but they just weren't using him on TV a lot because they didn't have any idea of what to do with him. But there was a period there where he did have a bad back, too. I remember he got, believe it or not, because he and I don't know what it was, we both had the same exact thing from the same exact thing. It was frickin' crippling. We got it from the frickin' Stairmaster. And I don't know what it is about how we were put together, but that Stairmaster, and I never heard it from other people, and I loved the frickin' Stairmaster. I mean, when that thing came out, I just thought it was the greatest thing in the world, and I just would do it, and I was frickin' crippled by it, and he did the same thing. I remember we were talking on the phone, and he was just like, my back is killing me, and I go, what happened? He goes, I don't know, like, the Stairmaster doesn't agree with my body, and it's like, doesn't agree with mine either. He goes, but isn't Stairmaster, like, it's so cool. And like, we watch these women just rip on that Stairmaster, and Ric Flair was a master of the Stairmaster, and he never had a bad back from it. I don't know what happened, but fuck, we were crippled from that thing. So that was part of it. So I thought God only watched MMA.
No, Dave. On Saturday nights, on Wednesdays, he watches AEW and Miro.
He does.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me he missed the NBA playoffs to watch Miro do a promo?
He only watches the finals.
It was the finals. Oh. We're in the finals.
No, so the playoffs, though. There's like one final game, right, at the end? Is there not? I don't know. I don't watch this stuff.
It's best of 7, but I guess he probably knows who's winning anyway.
Yeah, exactly. He'll wait till the last game.
He probably would know. I wonder if he'd I wonder how much time he does to fix it. He must have pulled a real rib getting the Warriors and Lakers out early, though.
We had Britt Baker doing a promo.
So is he going to carve up Jinder Mahal and some of these people?
I don't know, but like this sword has been part of the storyline for a while, so it feels like something's got to happen to the sword. But we know that it's not the real sword.
But he already told us it's not the real sword, except it is the real sword.
No, it's not the real sword. It's a replica.
No, this is the real one.
No.
It's the real Angela.
He made it very clear you never bring the real sword.
And then he did.
Well, he had it one time, but I'm presuming the guy is smart enough to have a replica here.
No, this is the real sword. They forgot, that's all. And we've already had the breaking of the fake sword.
I'm going under the impression it's a fake sword, but it doesn't matter.
No, they made it very clear that this is the real one, Angela. You don't bring a fake sword with your mom's name on it. That's got to be the real one.
I think we have learned, Dave, from Kurt Angle, that even if you call them your Olympic gold medals, like they're not the real gold medals.
Well,
he learned his lesson when one of them got stolen, so he brought fake gold medals to the building.
None of this is real, but in the fake real world, it's the real sword. That's the thing. That's the whole funny thing of the storyline is that it started where he would never bring the real sword, and then he brings the real sword every single week.
How are you getting the idea that this is the real sword and not the fake sword?
Because he's made it very clear that this is the real sword. It's named after his mom.
Well, he made it very clear to me in a promo that he would never bring the actual real sword to the ring.
And then he did every week.
He had it backstage. This is still the fake one.
He's not bringing the fake one. It's named after his mom. It's not the fake one anymore.
I think this is... Well, you can name a fake sword after your mother as well, you know.
You wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that. You wouldn't name a fake sword after your mother. After, you know...
Sure you would, if you didn't want the real one broken, if you want to leave the real one at home.
This is the real sword, okay? I may have connections when it comes to this stuff. This is supposed to be the real sword.
Drew McIntyre faces Baron Corbin, and he beats him. That's it. But I still can't get over this sword. This guy needs to go to him and say, I need the storyline that this is a fake sword.
What, who Corbin's supposed to say?
No, Drew.
But it's not.
But he needs to. This needs to be a fake sword. Because as a babyface, he explained that you don't bring the real sword. So I cannot for the life of me believe that this is the actual sword.
And then
because then they're making his character an idiot for bringing the real sword after he said never to bring the real sword.
They already did that happened weeks ago. That was already explained weeks ago.
Yeah, but I took that as like a one-time deal where, oh, well, here's the real one. And then he starts bringing the fake one again. I cannot abide stupid baby faces. This needs to be the fake sword, Dave. I got enough problems with this show.
Okay,
I cannot have Drew McIntyre bringing the real sword.
It's the real sword.
I know it is, but it needs to change.
It's mom.
It needs to change.
Well, then frickin' send an email to Pritchard and Vince and tell them.
Like that's going to do any good.
Well, it probably won't do any good.
Maybe I should send him an email and say I really like that it's the real sword and not the fake one. Then they'll switch it.
They won't do that either.
Maybe I'll send an email and say, you know, a real babyface would bring the real sword. Then they'll have him bring a fake sword. There's got to be a way around this.
Oh, you want to reverse psychology?
Yes, there's got to be a way. Come on.
I actually thought that was kind of a cute idea because you didn't see coming. And then he did the whole thing, the Manute Bol thing, no. Oh, no, it's not Manute Bol. The Tiki Mutombo. I'm sorry. Manute Bol was a completely different generation of guys who also used to block a lot of shots in a different generation. But anyway, from the, what's the commercial? Is it a Geico commercial? The one, the Tiki Mutombo commercial?
I have absolutely no idea. I don't watch the commercials.
Okay, well, it's a great commercial. They're in a grocery store, and every time somebody gets something, he just like swats it in his face. That's what they were spoofing.
Britt Baker Red Velvet video package for...
I can't believe you don't know that commercial. That commercial runs...
Dave, I cannot tell you the last time I watched a commercial. I don't get anything on the East Coast feed. I have to watch everything on delay, and I do not watch the commercials, especially for Raw.
Well, it's on everything. It's not just on a wrestling show. It's on all over television. It's all over everywhere. It's all over.
I don't watch commercials. I don't watch anything live.
Yeah. Well, you're not a good consumer because then it's...
I'm a horrible consumer.
Yeah.
Yes, I admit that.
Yeah, but they do commercials during the frickin' matches.
Dude, I'm not watching that tiny picture-in-picture. It's just not happening.
Oh, well, you would miss 14 power bombs tonight.
Well, I've seen many power bombs in my life. I can do without 14 more.
And actually, it's funny because when I first heard that she was coming in a couple weeks ago, and I kind of figured, given the name Ruby Soho, that she's probably going to be using that as her entrance music. So I remember that song from many, many years ago. So I played that song, and I thought that she's going to be a big star just because of that song. And I think she is. And now I cannot get that song out of my head. So somebody needs to write a really good new song. So I have a new song in my head, because I think that one of the things in my head is there's always a song in my head, but when a new song gets in my head, the old song disappears. So right now I'm waiting for, maybe I should go to a concert, because I went to the Paul McCartney concert years ago and I had Junior's Farm in my head for weeks. So maybe I need to go to a concert. So you need to
schedule yourself to go to a concert to get this particular song out of your head?
I probably could get it out of my head by
maybe just go play another song.
Yeah, over and over again. But I don't have time to be playing songs over and over again.
You have time to go to a concert?
Not this week, I don't.
Well, then you got to play a song, buddy.
Yeah. I have tickets to the Beach Boys on September 15th.
The Beach Boys?
Can you imagine?
I actually can't imagine.
Yeah. I haven't seen them since Cody was I'm going to say 4 years old. We went to see the Beach Boys.
They're going to say negative 15.
No, he was 4 years old because he grew up listening to nothing but Beach Boys, which was not my doing. So when they came to the Mountain Winery, which is in Saratoga, California, or Mountain View, California, sorry, we went to see them, and he was all excited, and he was 4 years old, and he fell asleep of 2 songs into the whole concert, and I had to hold him. So anyway, that's a story. Anyway, so maybe that would be my cure from having Ruby Soho play in my brain over and over and over again.
We had a Rhea Ripley, Nikki Ash promo. Rhea and Nikki are doing the same gimmick, essentially, that Randy Orton and Riddle were doing, where they're partners. Nikki's all wacky. Rhea's not really sure about it, but she's begrudgingly working as her partner. So,
by the way, you know that the CM Punk match with Darby Allin? You know that match was like an ode to a Bret Hart Sean Waltman match.
Yes, I saw the clips. Yeah.
So
how'd you get that out of Nikki Ash and Rhea Ripley?
Because I was trying to think of something interesting.
You know what I bet she's good at? Basketball.
Well, you know what? If they ever do, like, have a thing where, like, they have to do a celebrity basketball game, she's like the ringer. You know what I mean?
The ringer would be someone who was like a star baseball player, but ends up being really good at basketball. No, I'm not sure if a WNBA player would be a ringer in a basketball game.
No, that's exactly what a ringer is. A ringer is somebody who's actually like really good at it, but they're pretending to be like, you know, like it's like it's supposed to be like games with like
a ringer would be you're not expecting them to be as good as they are.
No. A ringer is when you bring in somebody who's like really, really good at something in what's supposed to be like it's a bunch of us are all going out and there's a bunch of us who and we're going to have a golf thing against a bunch of other dudes, right? And we're all supposed to be non-athletic dudes, right? And then all of a sudden we have a competition, and then this one guy is actually like a really a good golfer, so he's a ringer. So like in a basketball game,
sure.
In a basketball game, she would be, you know, it's a bunch of wrestlers doing a basketball, so they're all going to be like normal people because they're not basketball players, and they bring her in, and she's like a ringer, you know? So like when they used to do, in St. Louis, okay, they used to do they'd have the wrestlers go against, you know, other athletes and celebrities and all this in St. Louis. They would have them do basketball and they would have them do, baseball games, right? And Sam, of course, Sam Mushnick always wanted the wrestlers to be, you know, real athletes and everything. So he would always book that weekend. He would find like guys that played college basketball, you know, like Ron Fuller. He'd bring in Ron Fuller, or David Von Erich, who was like a very good high school player, but he'd bring in like real basketball players. So like it looks, oh my God, these wrestlers they're really athletes. They can play basketball. Or if he played baseball, he'd bring in some baseball, you know, some guys who played like college baseball. So that was kind of like the thing. So anyway, I don't know that WWE will do it, but it's a good idea. If you ever need to do an NXT celebrity basketball game, they have their ringer. And there she is. She's got a talk show segment. So maybe in the talk show segment, she can do dunks. Okay. But how many matches have they built up and then never done? Like, actually many. That's why, like, they're probably going to do it.
I think they're probably going to do this one.
They probably will, but...
It's not like Shotzi and Knox on a tank. It's Drew McIntyre and Big E. Main event of Raw. They won a championship match every week.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a championship match. Oh, wait, it is a championship match.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, probably going to be a championship match, yeah.
I don't know why Drew would come out and wave a sword at somebody if it wasn't for a title.
He waved the sword at Jinder Mahal a bunch of times. That wasn't for the title.
Well, yeah, but
he just waves the sword.
He wanted to fight that guy.
Right, maybe he wants to cut Big E's head off with the sword. He can kill someone that way. If he kills Big E,
oh, here we go.
Then Bill Goldberg says he's going to kill someone,
that kills Goldberg's gimmick.
Yeah, but people might believe
you can't kill two guys on one show, Dave.
I don't think you should kill anyone on any shows. But I watched Lucha Underground; they killed a whole bunch of guys.
That's true. Well, that show's off the air. What does that tell you?
And it's one of the reasons why.
Yeah.
It was off the air. So no murders on wrestling, you know. But didn't they murder Paul Bearer and then he came back?
He was murdered a few times.
Yeah.
So some of the mailbag questions.
By the way, so the deal with Morrison and the Dave Meltzer thing?
No.
Oh, you don't know this story?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. So John Morrison. So it was Damian Priest had a Halloween party on Saturday night, and so John Morrison decided that he was going to go as me, figuring he's going to Damian Priest's party, and it's going to be like all these wrestling people or wrestling fans, and people are going to know. And so he goes to the party, and while it is at Damian Priest's house, I guess there's like almost nobody that knows anything about wrestling because almost nobody knows him and nobody knows who I am. So he's out there with like, I don't know why he wasn't dressed like me, but he tried. And he was going to give stars to costumes and things like that. And he actually wrote a pretty cute thing, like a rundown and everything and, of whatever. But he said like, yeah, it was, I guess it came off pretty well on social media, but at the party itself, they didn't know who he was. And they didn't even know who John Morrison was, let alone who I am. So it wasn't the hit at the
how
party.
about that? Yeah, I saw his costume on Instagram, but I did not zoom in to see his VIP badge that does in fact say Dave Meltzer.
Yes.
And no, he looks nothing like you.
I know.
I mean, he's muscular. That's about it.
That was it. I know. Well, the idea was he tried to wear jeans like I wear. So he got that.
He's looking nothing like your jeans. He didn't even wear a tie-dye sweatshirt. What a horrible costume. He should be embarrassed.
Well, no. The shirt that he wore would be a shirt that I, in fact, have. So that was okay. I do not have glasses, but he wanted to wear glasses. And, some other suggestions. The bottom line is that he's just moved from L.A. to Orlando. And I guess because, his wife, is working at NXT, so it just makes sense to live there. So all of his cool retro stuff, whatever he would have, surf stuff or whatever, he did not have that with him in Orlando. So the decision was made too late to, I don't know. The shirt could have worked, but whatever. It's yeah. I mean, it was an idea. So my kids got a kick out of it. They want me to go as John Morrison for next year, so I got to freaking do like ab work again. That sucks. No.
We had a series of vignettes with Vince and this egg. He was given this egg by The Rock 25 years ago or something like that. And
No, just now.
No, he said I thought he said The Rock gave it to him 25 years ago. How could The Rock give it to him here?
No. The Rock gave it to him because the movie's real or something that he just did, and it's from the movie. 25 years, it was talking about 25 years ago, he debuted with $7 in his pocket, and now look at him, he's a big movie star. That's where the 25 years
So where'd this egg come from? Rock is actually at the building?
No. Rock is like what's it called? Rock is a, whatever role. He's actually like a, the role that Rock plays is, I guess, some dude looking for treasure or something. I don't know. But so in the movie, it's like he's searching for something. But in real life, we have to pretend that the movie's real life. So in real life, he actually did, in fact, find this thing. And because he's so grateful to Vince, he gave Vince this thing. So it's like he gave Vince this thing.
So maybe that's why the fans thought he was there. He gave him this egg.
Like when? Weeks ago. Whenever. Yeah.
Well, you said just now.
No, he showed up with the egg. He had it. He showed it off.
Vince showed up with the egg.
Vince showed up with the thing, and he was bragging to, wasn't Roman Reigns?
Anyway,
and when Roman Reigns...
It was Roman Reigns, and then it was Sonya and Adam Pearce. The point of this is the egg got stolen. Vince said the egg's worth $100 million. And so now everybody on Raw and SmackDown has to be at Raw tomorrow, so Vince can interrogate everyone about his egg.
Yes, that's going to be the theme of Raw tomorrow. Is Vince McMahon? Well, no, Adam Pearce and Sonya are the ones who are supposed to. Adam Pearce is the one who's supposed to interrogate everyone, but Vince is going to be there.
People are going to think Rock's going to be there. Is the man that took the egg?
Brock Lesnar maybe be the guy who took the egg. If it's Adam Pearce,
Brock Lesnar took the egg.
I don't know. Someone who knows. Maybe Hornswoggle's back. I don't know. I don't know who's doing what.
We had RK Bro, and he starts cutting this promo and. Gable says, "Shut up, you've ruined poor Otis's life. You're so stupid, Riddle, you probably don't even know what the word rematch means." And Riddle says, "Isn't that when you light up for the second time?" And that got a pop. And Gable said he was an idiot and said, "You know what we're going to do? What's going on over there?"
My computer's restarting. I don't have no idea why. It just is.
It always makes that noise when it restarts?
It's a different computer, but yeah, it just restarted, so it won't be making that noise anymore.
Wow, that's a new one.
Your computers don't do that?
No,
mine does. Whenever it just restarts on its own and makes those noises.
Wow. Well, anyway, Gable said...
I mean, he did the promo as a babyface and cried at the end. And I mean, it was so incredible because it's like, it wasn't like over crying. It was the perfect, like you see this tear streaming down his face, but it's not like out of control tears. It's like oh man, I'm trying to give the perfect example. I mean, it's like, the one that reminds me, and this is so dated. I mean, this is probably like a 25-year-old reference, but it's when they would have the TV commercial about littering, where they would somebody would litter, and they had the Native American guy, and he had the tear running down his face. It was that super moving thing. And MJF...
This was longer than 25 years ago.
Yeah, it's right. What, 35 years ago?
MJF would have no idea what you're talking about right now.
I didn't say he was copying him.
This would be like the 70s.
If you're AEW and you're paying Jon Moxley what they're paying Jon Moxley, I don't know that it's good to book him in an absolutely fantastic match head-to-head with your TV show. You know, I mean, that's just, it's kind of crazy if you think about it.
I think that their feeling is probably that we're going to get, I don't know, 750,000 people watching the television show, and there will be, I don't know, how many people are watching this pay-per-view? 10?
10 people?
And so now the question is, what's going on, Dave?
You know more than me. And after the match, Matt gave Johnny a twist of fate, and that's how they pretty much ended it. So, I love the show. I mean, I like the show.
And this led to AJ coming out for a match with The Miz, and it actually got pretty good at the end.
What?
So, the story of this match was that Orange was going for a body slam, and he failed, and he failed, and he failed, and Paige got heat, and then near the end, there was some interference with Dan Lambert, and finally, Orange spit orange juice in the face of Lambert, hit a Superman punch, hit the body slam, and pinned him with a body slam.
I haven't seen a pin in with a body slam in how long?
It's been a long time since a man was pinned with a body slam.
A body slam, but yeah, it was all right. It was good.
So after the match, he's attacked by J.D. McDonough, who has finally gotten here. And looks like that'll be the next feud for Braun Breaker. So that was the Great American Bash.
Wow. Boris Johnson resigning as prime minister. Okay, so the nude dick pics, right?
And finally, Paul tells him that you've got tiny balls. He does the tiny balls chant.
He did get people to chant that.
Miz ripped his shirt open. He's got a new shirt that reads, "Hello, my balls are massive." Can we get the number of shirts sold? How many of those have they sold?
I don't know.
Hello, my balls are massive.
All I know is that as wrestling shirts go, they're embarrassing. That may be number one on the list to wear. I mean, that's a man. If I saw somebody wearing that shirt, it would be like, boy, that's gonna attract a lot of women. Let me tell you, for people who want advice on how to get women, is buy that frickin' shirt. Oh my God.
So we had the tiny balls chant.
And he had his version of stories and everything, but the Steven Seagal story's been told a million different ways and a million different times. I don't know that he ever really choked him out and the guy crapped in his pants. Gene would never say it publicly. Privately, obviously, it was a famous story. Steven Seagal swears it never happened in that way.
You may hear some screaming in the background because I believe there's an Indian wedding.
There is an Indian wedding right next to us.
Indian wedding happening right next to us. And
Gable, who is just fantastic. I mean, absolutely fantastic. is booked with no credibility whatsoever. Other than like he's like a funny goof, you know, shh and all that, right? Did you see the picture of the guy who bought the ticket that put him over $1 million?
Oh, they gave him a chair with all of the guys in the tournament autographed.
Yeah, he looked like he freaking looked like Kenny Omega. Like, yeah.
I don't think Kenny Omega should have been allowed to enter this.
Enter what?
It was a joke. Anyway, yeah. And
we had a bunch of rappers. We had DJ Wu.
There were a whole bunch of them on the show, yes.
Yeah, DJ Wu was in the corner or came out with Strickland, right?
I think DJ Wu came out with...
no, Fabulous came out with Strickland.
DJ Wu came out with The Acclaimed.
Right. Yeah. Nemeth, anti-Philadelphia promo. He called Benjamin Franklin a two-pump chump who moved to Philadelphia to die. It's Benjamin Franklin for Heat. Oh, and I think it wasn't... Sure, it's... Yeah. Because The Acclaimed talked... who did The Acclaimed rip on? Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is a basketball player. Benjamin Franklin is a famous 1700s politician who invented electricity or something, right? He was the one, right?
Who?
Benjamin Franklin.
Oh yeah, Ben Franklin. You said another name earlier. All right.
Ben Simmons was a basketball player that Max Caster did a rap on because Philadelphia hates him. So anyway,
I wouldn't say he invented electricity, but
well, no, he did not.
Close enough.
He did not, but he was the one who got electrocuted by the kite, right?
I think that's the story. Yes,
whatever it was. He was actually very, very famous. Obviously. Well, I just saw a clip of Ariel Helwani and very hurt that Tony Schiavone called him, I think a dick licker. Was that the word? Who the fuck knows who Mason Ryan is? I didn't even remember his name. Are you kidding me? Cole Carter? But they gotta do a Bryan Danielson singles match in Seattle.
It is. They announced it on Rampage. It's Bryan Danielson against Tony Nese.
And then, as expected afterwards, the lights go out and Mercedes Moné, the former Sasha Banks.
Moné. They were very clear to tell me to pronounce this correctly.
Oh,
Moné.
really? It's a requirement. We must pronounce it Mercedes Money.
Moné.
So I said Moné.
Yeah, not Monet. I thought Monet possibly as well, but it's Moné.
Moné.
Yes.
Okay.
I just want to say this. You have an 80-year-old savage who is built like a fucking gladiator. Gee, you think he's fucking. You think Vince McMahon is doing that for hee-haws and ha-ha's. No, of course he has some floozies. Can't read this writing. Your length is so long that it's monumental. They used a garbage can, a real live garbage can, poured all the stuff out.
It was alive?
What?
It was alive?
It was a live garbage can, not like a gimmicked one where they just bring out a garbage can.
So it was a shoot garbage can.
A shoot garbage can filled with garbage, like legitimate garbage. And
he said, used to be the Panama Playboy, now you're the Panama Game Boy. You sit, you play video games, you're pale. Britt leaves the house with your balls in her purse, and you don't have the body and the physique to be a world champion.
That's like, how could you do that?
Well, you can't. It's a figure of speech.
Okay, yeah, because I've never actually seen anyone's balls in anyone's purse ever.